Hey yo, it's your boy Sam Duke,
It's your man Ted McHale.
It's your boy Warren P.
and you are listening to another great episode of You
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 Good, Bruh?
good, bruh?
good, bruh.
Welcome,
Oh,
welcome for all the people watching, any other people listening. Thank you all for rocking with us. Another show. Um, Real quick, please take your time to go ahead and subscribe if you've not done so. Like, share one of your favorite episodes. Do that for us. We appreciate you. That's what keeps us having these conversations, the interactions, and the, sharing the information, sharing the pod.
yep.
Fellas, how y'all
Email us.
feeling today?
Hey, man, you
How,
got to tell them to email us, DM us, everything,
oh
all
yeah,
that.
you're right. Everything
All
we
that.
we we interact. We interact. We're interactive. Anytime you send me something, I'll send you something right back. Um, so yeah, fellas, how y'all feeling today, man? Y'all doing all right?
I'm feeling better than I felt last time we got together.
That's good.
It's
My
good. That's
my feeling
improvement.
word, yeah, I was gonna say my feeling word would be uh content. You know, right now.
Content. Okay,
Mm.
good. What about you over there, Warren?
Man, I'm blessed, man. It's a beautiful feeling. Family is healthy. Uh had a recent epiphany with life. So I'm feeling blessed. Like I know
Good,
that life is already a blessing right now, but I know it's going to get better.
man. I like the positivity, man. I like the positivity.
Okay, okay, epiphany.
I I think of myself as like I'm in the space of like I don't know. I guess it's a consistent space. I'm in the space right now where things are a little hectic everywhere, but I'm able to kind of churn through it by just staying consistent with the things I got going on with life, staying consistent with my health, staying consistent in a bunch of different spaces. I
Shit, important.
I had a couple people even check on me this week, bro. It feel good. You know, it feel good when people check on you, dog.
Yeah.
Like I've had like three or four people, and I don't know if it's out of worry or out of just like, you know how a bunch of shit happening, and and people watch you handle it well. Like they're just like, this shit is maybe he's pretending. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I've had some people like, maybe this nigga pretending. Like, are you really okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, yeah, this is like the sixth or seventh person asked me, am I good? I'm good, right?
That's
But
crazy. Because
you know,
I immediately go to what did they see to make them want to check? Like
that yeah, no,
you know
you're
what I mean.
right.
Like I'm just so not used to it that when it happens, I'm like, am I okay? You know.
That's the thing. I was asking, like, I asked myself, like, what did I exhibit? But
Mm.
I realized it's less about me and more about them. I started kind of thinking like maybe they were just like if I was in his position,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a lot to handle. You know what I'm saying? But
That's
you know
fair.
the reality of the situation though is, believe it or not, in the space that I'm in, I feel like I built these people up good enough to where I ain't have to like they don't know how good they are, and I ain't told them neither on
Mm.
purpose. But I don't let them know later when we done.
That's some pimp shit.
But
Can't let a bitch know that she doing right.
yeah, I'm just saying, man. Look, because you know, once they know, everything is like, okay, well, we need this, we need that. I need more appreciation, and
Right.
it's not that I don't want to appreciate you, but when you in the thick of it, you need people to just head down and do what need to be done.
Yeah.
Same thing
10
at
toes
home.
down. 10
Same
toes
thing at
down.
home. Same thing with the kids. Just Anyway, I'm gonna say this, man. Today, I'm excited to have this conversation we're gonna have today, brothers. This is not an ISO. I think this needs to be a collective conversation because I think that this is a topic that has ravaged our community, and I think that it's not really it's talked about, but I think the way that it's talked about is not enough criticism of what's been going on and the target and how our population has shifted. So, first things first, man, I was watching a comedian, and everything going on in the world. That has been one of the things that I do to kind of get my mind off of the shit that's
Yeah.
going
Some
on,
good
because
escapism.
Cause stand up, well, it's not even escapism, bro. Cause stand up comedians talk about the shit that's going on. They just funny as fuck with it, right? Like they know how to put it in ways that's just like, bro. Like I had never thought about this shit like this. I've never experienced this shit like this, but there's this comedian. He has a show on Netflix. I'm probably gonna, I don't know. We'll see if the show gets dinged on YouTube for this, but I'll fight them on it if they try to ding us for it. But
Okay.
I want to share this small clip of a comedian named Ronnie Chang, and he's talking about how every dude has lost a friend to the algorithm. And we're gonna talk about what it means to lose a friend to the algorithm at the end of the day. But I just wanted to start with that because it was just funny to me. So let me share this with you fellas, and then we gonna start piecing together the conversation that we have for today. All right, let me know y'all can see what I got going on.
I can see it.
Okay, just
All right,
hold up.
all right, here you go.
That's a very realistic sequence of events, by the way. That's not even an exaggerated timeline. Like every man in this room has lost a buddy to the algorithm. We all know someone who lost their fucking mind on that men's self-help, Andrew Tate, masculinity, YouTube self-help algorithm. If you don't know anyone who lost their mind, you're the one who lost their mind. You're currently in an echo chamber of assholes because real friends will tell you when you're losing your mind. It's very tragic. All these men who are trying to be better people and they're seeking guidance, but that YouTube feedback algorithm loop just leads them to be the worst version of themselves. There's tragedy in that. Like all those people, they were just trying to lift weights.
Alright. So today, if y'all haven't guessed, we're talking about the red pill rabbit hole. And to be clear, what is red pill? Because I think that's something that people, uh, the definition of it is something that I think people kind of miss. Um, and I'll find. I mean, I'll speak on the definition if y'all want it real quick. The definition of red pill,
Please.
I think it's used as like a process. This is what it says on the internet. Used as a process by which person's perspective is dramatically transformed to the new, typically disturbing understanding of the true particular nature of a situation. So we thinking about you think about red and blue pill. What do y'all think about Matrix, right?
I think about the Matrix. It was like
Yeah, you think about Matrix.
life was great. He was a coder. He had a job, and at night he hacked. He was living his life or what he thought was his ideal life, and then here comes Morpheus hit with these two pills, and then when he chooses to take the red pill, he's led into an apocalyptic dystopia where robots control the world and you have to eat soup for shit. Like it's completely the opposite of the life he had. So his reality, what he thought was real, was destroyed, and then he was facing. So to me, it's a transformative space.
Man, that Mikhail. the symbolism there,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
The symbolism there, and I think that's the conversation that's been had online. It's an awakening that some men have come to experience. They come to this awakening, this idea that maybe I need it to be better, or maybe the way I've been approaching life is not the way I should have been approaching life. So I started really getting into this, trying to figure out, like how does a regular nigga, somebody wake up regular, meaning like, not to say that they're not super misogynistic, but they're just regular. They're just men that are going through life, experiencing things, trying to balance things, go from being a regular nigga to a red pill nigga. And
And when we describing this, we're defining it
Yeah,
as
what's a real pill nigga?
a,
like
a,
you know, like
red,
what, give me
a,
the
a red pill nigga is a nigga dripped in misogyny, a nigga dripped in the
oh
idea that there's only one existence for male, and that should be the alpha type of male, and that there's a bunch of guys that are out here are beta males, and they can't get what they desire.
okay.
You're only defined by the money that you make and your
Hmm.
body style and your in the way that your body looks, and
And the
that type
women
of
you
thing,
date.
and the
Can't
women
forget
that
that
you
part.
date, and the cars that you drive, and the financial pressure that you have, you deserve, and you should you should wake up and take that on the chin. If you're not successful, it's all your fault. Which to a degree, I don't disagree with everything from a red pill perspective, but I had to really start looking at what starts the process of someone going from a regular nigga, meaning somebody that you can rock with, that's probably pretty reasonable, understands things the way that they that are naturally understood, to somebody that is going into what I would say, because I think a red pill, it's a more primal type of a functioning of manhood or masculinity. Um,
I don't know. To borrow from where I was coming from with the Matrix thing, like one of
mm-hmm,
the things that I remember about Neo is that he was not. He actually wasn't satisfied. He was bored with his life,
mm, I
which
like
is why
that.
he did the hacking stuff at night to begin with. That whole
Mm-hmm,
going, trying to. So there may be some parallels to the men that bite on this red pill. I think what I've discovered is, as you talk about it, I didn't really call them red pill dudes. I called them what everybody else called them, which was incels. Um,
yeah, that is another
so
word that is
yeah,
commonly used for red pill dudes. They call them
yeah, it's like
incels.
you're involuntarily celibate, and so that's what it means. That's what
I
I was
didn't know
told it
that.
means. Yeah,
Meaning
I
they don't
didn't.
get no pussy.
they ain't get
It,
no.
woo, hey man, but you know what's crazy, bro? When I started researching this, that is it. That is what I. That's what the root of it. The root
Mhm.
of the red pill structure. Remember, the guy was just like, he just wanted to lift weights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a simplistic way of him saying, like, he was just trying to get better. Like,
yeah.
he was
Try to be a
trying
better man, so that
trying
he
to
can
be
have
a better
access.
man.
Right.
Exactly. And so what the funny thing about it is, me going into the rabbit hole, I actually found that I didn't know there was a lot of studies done about men that are in the red pill, rabbit hole, that have gone through it and been studied. And I found a study that had 30 men in the rabbit hole, and they came out, of course, and they surveyed these men and asked them what made them get into this rabbit hole. And what's the crazy thing about it is, like you said, it started with self improvement. There's this desire for men to want to improve themselves when they're not getting what they desire from society. Whether we already talked about men that can't get pussy, and the other piece is men that have some type of relationship failures, like extreme relationships, that maybe was cheated on, or had some bunch of dating issues.
In other
um
words, his ego as a man has been attacked.
has been broken. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some type of like broken ego aspect to it. And then the what they found was another piece of it was financial,
Oh,
heartbreak, some type
Mm.
of financial, difficulty, or difficulty being able to get up in ranks from a financial standpoint, and that all leads to some type of self-esteem issue, right? And the funny thing about it is, when you think about the Andrew Tates of the world and the people who kind of are the leaders of this pact, so to speak, that's not, you wouldn't describe them in that way, right? Like you
No,
wouldn't watch one of his videos and be like, yeah, that guy right there is, it has lack of self-esteem issue on the surface. On the surface.
don't get no bitches.
Yeah. You were like, nah, Andrew Tate,
Mm,
but they also, by the way, they got some rape charges out there too, by the way.
I'm sitting here as you
Him and his
talking,
brother. I think him and his brother got some rape charges out there, by the way. I'm not
or
alleged.
trafficking
Hold
at
on.
least.
Allegedly.
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 Alleged trafficking
Yeah.
and potential SA
Yeah.
allegedly.
So,
But to that point though, like
mhm.
for me, when I remember the first time he came across the algorithm, the bar with Brother Chang was saying is like, I immediately was like, man, cut this fool off. This is some bullshit. Like nothing about it fed my soul or made me feel like this is correct. And that's because, I wasn't susceptible to it. I think the question is, what state of mind do you have to be in to be able to plant those seeds? Like what has to be going on in your life that you feel like, he's right. I ain't shit because I ain't did this. I need to go do that, and assert myself and do it. Like, is there a bit? Are there like men that have found success with this shit in real life? That's what I'm asking. Like, what makes him an authority?
Can I?
I can't hear you, Sam,
As
by the way.
somebody that knows. Oh, that's me talking.
Oh no, I thought I heard.
Can you hear me?
So Sam.
No, you good. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, you're good. As a person who is a semi fan of Tate and know of people who have listened to Tate and become better in certain areas, I can tell you why. Now, if the rape allegations and sexual trafficking allegations are true, then he can burn in hell along with R. Kelly and Diddy. But based on just the videos and then
Allegedly,
some of the,
he ain't found guilty.
allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. My apologies, big dog. My apologies. Ain't trying
No, we
to
just gotta
put
make sure.
nothing on you.
Ain't
You
nobody-
ain't did, my brother. Yeah. So some of the earlier videos when they came across my timeline was just more about like focus, being more determined, thinking about certain things, to whereas even as being a better partner to my wife or girlfriend at the time, as far as dedication to the gym, like eliminating distractions. And now I can see that it's kind of like it's gone too far versus he's more of an entertainer and just saying shit for shock jock, all this shit to make money, as opposed to before I felt it was more so like, nah, his brothers out here hurting. And when I say brothers, I mean people of all colors. Let me get him some game, let me get him some guidance on X, Y, and Z. And then the shit just went far crazier than I ever expected to be. But his initial lessons about discipline in the gym, discipline when it came to dieting, as far as like going forward when it comes to making financial decisions to not only better yourself but your family, being a protector to your family, like those things people could rally around, which I thought was, profound. Yes, I've heard these lessons before, but he gave the message in a different way.
No, I can see that, bro. And I'm not trying to minimize that. I'm not trying. I don't want you to think that I don't see what you're saying, because there is a bit. I believe at the beginning of it, there's some authenticity to it. You get what I'm saying? I think that like at the beginning, there's definitely some authenticity to it. It's some like, do you want to get off the, get on the right
The
track?
ICDC college commercials
Yeah,
back in the day.
like
It was
look at you.
that. Yeah.
Look at you. You're sitting here watching me right now. Like, why are you watching me when you could be in the gym? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. That the Everest College. The man with
You ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing
You ain't
nothing.
talking to nobody. What?
But-
That's up to go to class.
But then he come to find out that Everest College was all about goddamn profit. They just wanted money. It's like, hey, we got laptops for you, but you
Right.
never gonna you're never gonna get a degree, or if you do get a
Yeah.
degree, it's gonna be in some shit that you're never gonna get a job in.
Right. With the
You know what
hella
I'm saying?
bit, hella
It was,
bit.
and they promise you things that you cannot achieve. And I think that you have to ask yourself, what are these men who are getting into this space trying to achieve, right? And and the thing about it is, we talked about this. It's about dating issues and getting pussy and getting into relationships, having women take you seriously as a man, right? And
Mhm.
the funny thing about that is, they get it starts off about self improvement, but then there's a point in there where it starts to change into like a lack of respect for women and their place in society, and a lack of respect for
Yeah.
men who don't think like these
Mhm.
these type of men. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of men out here, they're wasting themselves, they're not real men, they're trash, they're into
Mm.
that, they're
Your
all about that.
emotions.
Yeah, they're emotional, right? You know what I'm saying? And all of that. And I have another video I could show you. I'm not gonna show it to you, but I may clip it to the video. But it's a video of, it's literally like the Andrew Tates put this shit together to try to embarrass other men, and it made it like an alpha male versus beta male debate, right? But the reality of the situation is, people they would consider beta males, men that are just like, you know what, my money doesn't define me. I care about my family. I want, like that. That type of
Yeah.
men. They really school these niggas. They're just like, nigga, you. It's like, oh, you're made by money. So when the money's gone, who gonna give a fuck about you? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, who cares about you? Like, you're just an ATM, bro. You ain't no different than a fucking machine. They just go up to it, take the money out, and then they don't care about what you got going on. You can get hurt tomorrow. Nobody would give a fuck as long as your money is still there. If the money's gone, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, the beta males in this conversation was going back and forth with them, and really getting with them. And the funny thing about it is, these alpha males,
Mm.
were more emotional about things, right? Because they're just like, you're a fucking loser. You're a loser. It's like, yo, why you raising your voice, bro? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
like,
regulation is.
right? Yeah, why you on unranked? What's your problem? But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, and then I talked about the alpha piece, right?
Mm.
I also want to talk about how they lure men more into this, because it's like, you're able to see it as bullshit very quickly, Mikhail. But there's a generation of young boys out there that are not able to see that. You get what I'm saying? They see a
Yeah.
man, he has money, he has cars, cool videos, women all around him. Women aren't a problem. You get what I'm saying? And then there's a piece that I found very interesting that they use to lure men, and it was, they talk about how men are, because we're supposed to be more logical beings, supposed to be is the operative word. They use science. You get what I'm saying? But
Mm.
they don't use human science. They use animal science in order to lure men into the idea, like,
Right.
you're a man, and so in the primal, like the gorilla and the
Well, the
and
wolf.
the
The
and
fact
the
that they
wolf,
say
right?
alpha male, the
That,
Yeah.
alpha beta is a wolf reference.
yeah,
It's
talk
not a
about that,
human
bro.
reference.
Talk about the alpha male reference, because
So
that's a big
basically,
piece of it.
the concept of alpha, beta, and it goes down the list, like all the way to zeta. And
Mm-hmm.
this is about a ranking system, a pecking order, and a wolf pack. This is what they use to study wolf packs to understand hierarchy. Like the alpha male gets to mate with the alpha female, and the beta female and the beta male takes care of security and the the cubs when the all of this stuff, right? How the system works, and what these individuals have done is they borrowed um, that same naming convention and applied it to human beings, which clearly we're not wolves. And if every man's an alpha male, what does society look like? Because you to get the alpha male position, you have to fight another male to get that position, defeat that male, cast that male from the wolf society, right? Or at least he gets dropped down to like zeta level. where basically he may die from starvation. So
Mm.
if we're alpha males, what does that mean for our society? So they're borrowing something that really doesn't apply to the social constructs of humanity, and pretty much shaming men into being assholes, in my
Yeah,
humble opinion.
and shaming them into being assholes and shaming and creating is, and the thing about it is it, you know, I'm an asshole. Like I
I'm an
understand.
asshole.
We probably all three of us in here got
Yeah,
assholeness in us, right? Like
everybody got an asshole.
I'm not I'm not I,
Pause.
I yeah, bro. God damn. I'm not trying to, I don't want to diminish the fact that there is a bit of there's assholes in all of us. Like we
Mm-mm.
all have that in us. But there's, I think it's about the aggression and the need to take out certain types of men, right? It's like if it's almost like if you hear people like the Andrew Tates talk about the beta men, and it's funny because it's not just Andrew Tate. There's like the Fresh and Fit guys, which in my opinion they ain't. I don't even
Now they
think
are the
they.
lame.
They're like the lamest
They
niggas
are the
I've
lamest.
ever seen,
I
right?
mean, but these are the
But
men that
but
take appeals to.
yeah, no, you're
These
right. He does, but they think of themselves as like this like elite caliber of guys. When I know for a fact, like you drop them off in any hood anywhere, they wouldn't last 5 minutes.
But to be fair, that's not their value system. So
I
it,
get,
it, it it's
but
going to
but
reflect on the value system. Like when you look
I
at,
get that, bro. But what I'm saying is like when you're in the alpha male ideal is a dominant one. You get what I'm saying? It's an
in your
aggressive one.
environment,
I hear you, but what I'm saying is that you hear dudes say, "Drop me off in the jungle." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come out with a bear
man,
coat, and, and I'm
their
not
I,
and I'm not saying that that's what these men are aspiring to do. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to use terms like that, you get what I'm
mhm.
saying. So you're making sense of it. But from my standpoint, it's like if you're going to use terms like that, you gotta be that. You get what I'm saying? And
So let me ask you a question. If All right, so for example, like Mike Tyson in his day, right? Even now, forget that last match. That was what it was.
yeah, that wasn't a match.
But
That was a money grab.
it was a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike Tyson in his heyday could be dropped off in any hood, and for the most part, be good, right?
Yeah,
How many Mike Tysons are there?
not very many.
Not many, if at all. See, and this is why the naming convention really doesn't work. But what I'm really getting at is in our society, being able to whoop somebody's ass can only take you so far. Like you got to have some smarts. Mike suffered financially because he relied wholly on his strength and not on his intellect.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
And
So
it's, and the funny thing is, it's clear that he had some intellect. When you start to listen to him
yeah,
the
he
later in
always,
the
but he
later
just
years,
never exercised it. He never
yeah,
had to exercise it. So contrast that with say these tech bros, which are again associated with the Andrew Tates, right? These are men that were basically incels. They were nerds, probably wouldn't get much of anything that was close to a regular relationship, right? Or at least not the way that the rest of us would see it. It's
mm-hmm.
constructs that we would see it. And they feel like, yeah, you got to make a certain amount of money. You're that dude. If you got a yacht, if you've been able to buy an island, if you've been able to do this, like there's a motivation that our society supports them to being this way. You know what I mean? And they put it on Front Street. Did I need to know Jeff Bezos bought Venice for a wedding? Did I
No,
need to know that?
no,
And I think that's part of what I'm talking about. It's like to me, the the red pill movement is about being really loud, being audacious, being arrogant, being I guess almost like bigger than life.
Yeah, it's a there's
That's the
a
goal.
there's an air of like prestige, right? Like that's associated with it. There's an air of just an air of like we need to be we need to be next level.
Hmm.
And that right, Warren? Them your people.
I can't hear. Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, can you hear me
There
now?
you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
you
all right.
go.
Sorry about that mic fell out, but nah. From what I've seen, from what it's grown to what it was in its inception, is just I see a bunch of desperation from a lot of men, as we alluded to before, and have difficulties getting women, but not only difficulties getting women, they see certain type of individuals getting all the women, sort of say. Like I
Ooh, here
used
we
to,
go.
I tell my wife often, like when we talk about dating, single friends, things of that nature. I always say to her, the problem is most of the women are going after the same 10% of men. So let's say the 70% of men that want to be in that top 10% are desperate, are looking for ways to try to put themselves into that mode. And then you get the Tates, and like Tate actually looks like he can be an individual that can talk that talk. The fresh and fit dudes is like,
Nah, those are
no.
them
Yeah,
niggas look like the
like
Men
no,
in
like
Black aliens, nigga. Them niggas look like the Men in
like,
Black alien.
I
Like
mean,
anytime
damn,
Will
Tate,
Smith gonna bust
Tate
in that
like a creep.
motherfucker.
so it's
It,
like when I hear them talk, like even if they make a valid point, it don't make sense coming from you. Like you don't need to be having this discussion because I don't
yeah,
think you got any women in middle school or high school or college. All right,
yeah.
so
I
it's
mean,
like
it's clear, right? You
yeah,
said something
like
that I think I want to dive into, and it's the desperation aspect of
Mm.
it. And I'm gonna speak to black men right now because there's white boys. I mean, no disrespect to y'all, but it's not a conversation for y'all right now. This is for the black men. You may pick up something if you're a white boy, but this is for black men because I feel as if they the statistics show that they're in the space right now that they're in a desperate space, meaning they're not getting as educated as they need to. We're missing out on the trades as of right now. There's a space right now, this idea, like I run into boys. I'm talking about people that I know, my little cousin, my little brother, my people that are all they're in this space where they're trying to get it fast. You
oh
get what I'm
yeah,
saying? They're in a space where they feel like they have to have it right now. But I'm asking them like, hey man, are you gonna finish your degree? Man, I don't know, man. I got this job, I got this, I'm making this money already. Well, I
Mm.
need to go to school. And I'm just like, bro, you don't understand, dog. Like there is a long game to be played, and that long game is what the women are playing. The women that you're complaining about, the women that you're saying, oh, they think they all of this and that. They, they got their careers and this and that. I get that. Like I'm not saying that it's it's I'm not saying that to absolve them of how they treat you. I'm just saying that look, the women are playing the long game. The statistics, especially our black women, they are the one of the fastest growing subsets of educated people in the nation.
facts.
They're the
It's the
largest.
they,
But
you have people dispute that because of
they just
numbers,
hating.
and
Mm-mm.
they
Per
hating. You know what I'm
capita,
saying?
they
But
love to use
I
per
agree with you.
capita.
I agree with you. Per capita, it's there, but people are gonna look at other data to try to prove their point. But what I'm
Mm.
saying is, we know for a fact they are the fastest growing educated population. Yes, they're gonna have student loans, but they're if you look at other aspects of of uh of financial growth, they are buying more homes. They are getting qualified for more homes. They strapped with debt, but they can still get approved. They're getting approved at a higher rate for men when it comes to businesses. They're starting more businesses. There's just a lot more financial things that are going for them, but they're playing the long game.
But I want to say something to that point.
Mm.
It doesn't take away from everything you just said. I'm saying from the men's
Yeah.
perspective, the women, when it comes to the dating market, it's how a lot of people feel are afforded that privilege to do so, and I'll explain why. Well, let me say, a wealthy single man can go to McDonald's and find his wife. 98% of the time, a wealthy woman will not see her husband working at McDonald's. And to that, I say, going to your point about men wanting it fast, in their mind, from what they see, it's like, look, yo, bro, we talked about it on here with like the teachers. Like, we need more male teachers, but quote unquote, they be considered broke. And based on what we're seeing, it's fucked up. But I'm saying, so with a lot of men, don't matter what race you are, what they're seeing, not saying it's 100% true, is what they're saying is like, yo, that right there, okay, even if I get me a job making, 60, 70 right out of college, which is great, it ain't enough. Because what I'm seeing every day is this and that. So I gotta.
I see.
Not
I
saying
hear
it's
you,
right,
brother. No,
but it's
I
just
hear what you're
what's being
saying,
seen.
bro. And that's why I said the long game. Like, guys got, you don't get to the point where you're making
No, I
$250,000.
agree with you.
You have to play the long game. You have to get an education. You have to grind it out in some field. You have to, if you're gonna go corporate, go corporate. If you're gonna go business, put the time in with the business. But it takes that time. Our women are doing that. You get what I'm saying?
And no, I get what you're there, but dating wise, just follow me. They're afforded that privilege. So you have two people with two different ideologies. For the men who trying to get one, like once again, a woman could be working at McDonald's, beautiful, and date the top of the top men. Just because he thinks she looks fine, say if she got a good head on her shoulders. So for the men,
Yeah,
when
but
it
what
comes out
it's
here,
not
they
a question.
want.
Now are we talking about dating or are we talking about finding a
But
wife?
I'm saying that goes into the culmination of some of these people
No,
going
I see
into
what
that.
he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
He's saying men will choose a woman from any part of the socioeconomic ladder to a degree.
I'm
But
a challenge that because I worked at
I will
McDonald's.
too, to be honest with you.
I worked at McDonald's and I wasn't an incel. So
No. But what he's saying, we got to be real with it, Mikhail.
no. So this is my blue pill. This is my pill, right?
Yeah.
My pill.
Not
is,
saying a nigga at McDonald's can't pull no bad chick. I'm not saying that.
I'm just
but
saying,
9
like,
times out of
you
10,
can't put
this is the thing we got to stop doing.
That nigga Mikhail
we
said, I'm putting on for McDonald's, nigga.
We
Was
can't
that Burger
say,
King
oh,
and
that
McDonald's?
one time it happened. I'm going based on, statistics on what
I
we
know
see,
what you're
majority
saying,
rules.
There's a rule of thumb that we're not applying here that I was trying to get to in the beginning.
Let's hear it.
It's like where the people are in their stage of life. Like what that means is like for men, there are men out here that just are trying to smash. That's it.
Yeah.
So the chick at the drive-through may be it. But
Could be a white
I've discovered. Hold on, I've discovered that women have that tendency as well. They just don't put it in public like we do.
No, you're right, bro. There do be some niggas walking to their house and beating that shit down, like
right, and ain't got nothing.
That's happening, but they're not they're not at the level.
But they're not looking at him to be the next husband,
yeah.
Right. And so when men, we at some arbitrary
or
point, leader for that matter, right? But men, we will arbitrarily decide, all right, man, I'm tired of these streets, bro. I'm about to find me a wife and settle down and this, that, and the third. But he ain't really did nothing to build himself up. And so then he puts the message out there, hey, we supposed to be building together.
Yeah.
Sam's point is women are saying, all right, obviously I don't have a Prince Charming, but I want life and what life has to offer.
Yeah.
So my long game is I'm going to go to school. I'm going to finish school. My long game is I'm gonna get out of school, get a job, and buy that house. And then any other additional monies that I have, I'm gonna go ahead and invest it. It just so happens she meets somebody that may be on the same page that she's on. She could take advantage of it. The problem is that men that take this blue pill approach,
Red
uh,
pill, red pill.
red pill. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I think about the other
yeah,
pill.
yeah. The other
You
side.
know, these men that have taken on this red pill approach feel like that's intimidating. She got everything, so what is it that I bring to the table? So therefore, she's attacking his ego, the
Yeah.
very thing that got him onto the Andrew Tate to begin with.
Exactly.
So it's like it's just a vicious cycle. And the reality is, bruh, if this woman wants you, you don't have to do all that. If the right woman will be the right woman, that's my point.
Yeah, I
Now,
mean, and the thing about it is, I don't want to get too far off into the dating because I want to talk about the motivation behind it. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's not necessarily what the outcomes are. The outcomes, they are what they are. There are
Well,
people
I mean,
that
Sam, to be fair, that's I'm telling you that to me, that's the motivation. And I
I
think
I
I
agree
would
with you
100%
that
agree.
Chris
that
was
is the motive.
saying, what Chris Rock said,
Agree.
you could live in if a woman will fuck you if you live in a cardboard box. Men would have cardboard boxes. You understand?
Yes,
Refrigerator boxes. Because
and that's
they know they can
true.
still get a woman.
It's true, but they've been outsmarted. We talked about society. Like that's the thing. Is like they've gotten to the point where you're getting encouraged by the pressures of society to get it fast. And what you're not realizing, as these young boys are not realizing, is what the outcomes. Because we're going to talk about the outcomes. Because I think
Go ahead.
that's where we're going with this. During this study of these 30 men, what they realized, and this is what ended the red pill era for them, is that their outcomes were worse, or what I would consider exacerbated. Meaning they got into the game, one, to get more women, to alleviate some of their relationship problems, to help them in the financial realm, for them to become healthier, whatever the case may be. And what they found is they ended up with worse relationships, right? And they were, and there's one funny story in the in the study where the man was like, yeah, and my woman left me for a bitch. Like, it's not like she left me for a beta male. She left me for a whole fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's when he realized, like, damn, I must be doing something really wrong. You get what I'm saying? Their finances were worse because they find themselves buying a bunch of self-help stuff, registering for a bunch of courses, doing all this stuff that they're supposed to, do to influence their lives. And I always tell, because I got a little cousin that loves to buy shit from Andrew Tate. And I was like, nigga, send me the money. I'll tell you what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Quit fucking wasting your money on this, nigga. Send it to somebody you know at least. You get what I'm saying?
Stuff like that.
But bro, that's how you think they got the money they got. They
Oh, I
they
mean, I knew he
created
was a hustler. Like, I
they
knew he
bro
was a
they
hustler.
they created the echo chamber, bro.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
the
why I said
reality,
shit went too far.
and they've created an echo chamber, a true funnel. And then what they started to realize is, when it used to be that they didn't get no pussy, but now they're not getting no pussy, and all the women hate them.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? They become they're being hated by people, family members,
Now,
and
may I ask,
mhm.
in this study, did did any of them get more money?
Did any of them
Like,
get
start
money?
making a lot
I
more money?
I, I think that even in those instances where they did get more money, they were unfulfilled in the aspects of what even brought them there. You get what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, the idea they got into the idea that getting more money is going to solve their problems, and they
Oh yeah,
still
you gotta
had the
learn that the hard
same
way. Yeah.
problems. You get what I'm saying? And so that was what I found the most interesting about it. They all said that was the key for them to come out of that space, because they found that the problem that they were trying to solve was worse than how the problem was when they started. And that's the thing, is like, when I was talking about the outcomes with men trying to get it fast, our black men trying to get it fast, they're really missing out on the opportunities that's in front of them. I get the whole, you want women, you want pussy, you want whatever case may be, But you got these men that 30, 35, they still living at home with their parents. And there's an economic issue there because there's, the economy is what it is. I'm not trying to down them, but there's this subset of men that were here when the economy was good. You get what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
Mm.
and they still weren't doing well. You get what I'm saying? They still and it's not to say that they can't turn their lives around, but the reality is they have to turn away from this a little bit and start to work on playing the long game instead of like, oh, I'm gonna play stocks every day. And there's nothing wrong with playing stocks. That should be a part. I do, I do the investing thing, but that's a part of the
The
whole.
journey.
But it's
Yeah.
not always the whole. And they're getting into this. I need to get it fast. And anybody that's gotten it, there are people that get it fast and they get lucky. It happens. But that's gambling. That's not strategy. You get what I'm saying? And I think that that's what these young men have been doing in a way, going
Mm.
down this red pill rabbit hole and gambling some of their future.
I mean,
Um,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Juan.
because I was gonna answer that, and it ain't even me like thinking like the red pill community, but I have been that young man to whereas you try to get it fast and you learn along the way, man, shortcuts just leads you back to step one. And I feel we don't teach that. So I'm saying that to any young man listening. Hey, put in the work, bro. Like, trust me, I've tried scams, I've tried different things that have put me behind the eight ball at least 2 times in life. To whereas if I would have went about it a different way, in a more sufficient way, it would been a longer process. I would have been in a much better position now financially, versus where I am now. I mean, I'm okay, but I could have been light years ahead. But I was trying to get it fast as opposed to listening to those who have experience in the field, as opposed to your cousin or your homeboys. Like, hey, I got a lick for you, and we can keep doing this, and then you know you
I don't
end
think
up
so. This is the
biting
part.
yourself in the ass.
This
So
is
put
the
the work
caution.
in.
This is the caution for that because I think everybody's had a space in their life where they were like, "Let me get out here and get this guap," and whether they do it the fast way, or a way that is more traditional, like graduate from high school. Maybe they join the military so they don't have to pay for college, or maybe they go to college. And I don't know that it's fast money. I think for men, it's acquiring. I remember, put it this way. I remember people used to ask me like, "Yo, man, what do you need, before you settle down?" And I've asked this question. I've heard men say it. It's like,
All the time, bro.
oh, I mean, I need to get my money together, get this. So it's not really necessarily just a fast money thing. It's
Yeah.
a desire to present stability, and we
Yeah.
get this messaging from women. And don't get it twisted, we do.
Yeah.
But the reality is that for the person that's on that red pill trip, it is money has become a central feature to where, because now I have money, I can treat you like shit.
Yeah,
I can talk to
that's
you
what I
Yeah.
don't
like
like.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't have to do shit. I can just replace you.
Yeah.
So
And
basically, it becomes an individualistic approach, even to being in a relationship. Like, how does that pan out? That you try to be in a relationship, but you try to be this individualistic, entity where I don't need you.
yeah, you lose your bitch to a bitch, bro, and it's crazy.
Right.
It,
So that's why I'm saying that really what I'm hearing is that it sounds like men that had not spent time developing their identity.
yeah.
And then they got to a point, not like a midlife crisis, but almost like a mid 40, like 30s. I'm in my 30s. Who the fuck am I type of crisis?
Yeah. And
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 Oh, man, I just want
and
to say this quick
go
point, and I
ahead, bro.
got
Go
you.
ahead, bro.
And this is a lesson to the young men out here who want that quick money or fast money. And you'll talk to some cats who got long money and are braggadocious about their money and the type of women that they get. Yeah, they look good, but they'll tell you behind closed doors, not in front of them, man, most of these chicks that come around us for this ain't worth shit. Like, it's I can't date how I want to date because, or find somebody that who's really here for me because, there's no substance there. Or if I'm leading with money, that's all they're trying to get from me. So yeah, see what type of women you get. Yeah, after you fuck a couple times, tell me about their character. Most of them, but that's it. But I want y'all to get y'all money though.
I mean, I would go ahead, Miguel.
No, I'm just gonna say, I'm careful with it. Like, what I found to be true is if you present yourself as a person with substance, the women that should be near you will remain. Like the women that are there off of the opportunity to get some of the cash that you've earned, they don't last. They won't last. It's not because the money ran out, but if you are a person of substance, you won't take their call anymore. You're not going to entertain it anymore. You're still in control. Like there was a time in my life where I was around people with money all the time. I ain't have as much money as they had, but the type of women that we're talking about were a part of my circle. Like if people like substance, even those women, they'll be like, man, Mikael is a real dude. I like him. I fucked with Mikael because he, you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's people like authenticity.
That's the truth, bro. I always tell people stories about when me and my brother Joe go to the strip club. We don't spend a lot of money.
Many.
Just being honest
I
with
never
you.
did.
I mean, I go in there with a little money because I mean, I understand it's an establishment. People need to,
it's a business.
It's a business.
Yeah.
So I go in there. I have some predetermined amount I'm going to throw out, but we'll go in there. Me and my brother Joe ain't really we ain't the same. And Mikael, we could be opposite ends of the pole. But the thing that's true about both of us is we care about substance. And so when we're in the strip club, even when we're there, it's not like we ain't in there preaching, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm fine with strippers being strippers. But we do be sitting there like we do be sitting there like, hey man, what you do today? Like what is the day like for you? You know what I'm saying? You start to learn, oh, this one from South Carolina. She came down here and she's actually in nursing school. Or you realize a lot of them went to Georgia State. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? Or Spelman. Like
in my day,
like, you know what I'm saying? It's like but the reason they're attracted to you, like they'll go dance and they'll come right back. They'll come, they'll go on stage and they'll come right back. And you ain't giving them
bought me a drink.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes they'll bring, and the reality of it is they're attracted, even in the strip club, they're attracted to the substance of who you are when you're having a conversation. And the ones that ain't, they're like, you want to dance? All right, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't want to, if I don't want no dance, they about their business, which is fine. I respect that.
It's your money, baby.
Go ahead.
But can I just add to that? Say, like,
add to it, my dog.
Even when that one be like about her business, and she see the other ones keep coming back over there to you,
they'll eventually be over there.
She find her way over there. They be like, what y'all doing?
What y'all over here talking about?
Like,
and
women get you other women.
Having a good time, cutting up, laughing, and don't let it be a slow day at the strip club. It's gonna be a perfect vibe because they're like, damn, and I ain't make a whole bunch of money, but I had a good time. You know what I'm saying? But I think the grand scheme of it all is you got to all of that other stuff matters. It does. Money. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend money don't matter. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like having your shit together doesn't matter as a man. But who you are as a man matters more. And I think that's ultimately what I was getting at with this red pill rabbit hole. Yeah. Because the essence of what got these men started in here is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's rooted in self-improvement to a degree. There's other aspects. It's born out of some trauma. It seems like it's born out of some trauma.
It's a mother.
Or some type. Oh, that's a big deal right there. But we may have to talk about that.
We'll come back to that.
We got to come back to that. That's a real thing because we don't talk about mother wounds a lot. And I mean that I haven't heard about it. I've only heard it in two places, and then both of them were books.
What do you say?
Um,
Mother
mother
what?
wounds,
A mother
mother wound.
wound. You
You
know,
know,
there's the
people
father
talk
wound.
about daddy
Yeah,
issues
the
and
daddy
daddy
Yeah.
issues,
wounds.
but people don't really talk about it.
There are mother wounds.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
there.
I'll chill.
Yeah, and so I just is that aspect of it is like, look, it's born out of something reasonable and good, but it it goes too far. And I think that that's the piece of it. I'm here to just tell these dudes, man, if you're listening and you're a red pill guy, you can still succeed in what you're trying to accomplish, but it's more about who you are and less about what you have and what you can obtain and who you can obtain it from. It's more about that, and I just think that that would be my overarching message. As I went through the rabbit hole, I did not find a whole bunch of men that are just like, yeah, you know what? This has really served me. And even the men that were like, you know, super into making it seem like that's how they are living their lives. When I look at them, they don't seem happy.
It
They
don't seem
look,
authentic.
yeah, I'm just be honest with you, they look good. They're built. They're strong. It's clear to them that they've done what they need to do to be considered with whatever they think is the masculine or the most masculine men. But the reality of the situation is they. When I watch the beta men and the alpha men battle, go back and forth, the beta men seem really assured of themselves, meaning you couldn't knock them off their square. You could say, oh, they were calling them names. You're Mr. Mom, you're this, you're that, you're not masculine. It's like, man, look, I love my family, bro. You know,
Right.
I don't have a problem picking my kids up from school. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to make them breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you see them like, that's pathetic. And the reality of it is that mama wound or that mother wound or that space that they're in has not been healed. And they
At
thought
all.
that,
Because I'm gonna go even further. That reaction, that you're pathetic thing,
yeah,
that level of emotional dysregulation about what another man is doing
Mm.
is telling to me. Like the whole
Sound like
concept
some,
of, huh?
sound like some shit to me. I ain't gonna say it, but it sound like some shit to me.
No,
About what
it's
the man doing. But hey,
no. I'm just saying, like, there's a concept of worrying about what anybody else is doing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, why am I worried about what another woman's doing? Why am I worried about what another man is doing? What they eat don't make me shit. Like,
yep.
why is it causing so much
so much.
discourse that it gets you to the point where you're name calling, right?
And
So it's like,
you're
man,
upset.
do you how you do you,
Yeah.
and let me do me how I do me. My value system says my children need to eat. If my wife brings in the money to bring the food, I'm gonna cook it because my kids are what's important to me.
Yeah.
That's a father. That's a man. If you feel like making your wife cook, clean, do everything, you just throw money at the issue and you don't have to really attach yourself to what's happening. Hey man, your father wound is about to happen.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is your child's gonna grow up and yeah, they may kill people. Like I'm just being honest. Like
Hey man.
I don't have enough information. I was about to say, like the young man out there out west. But the reality is that these individuals, they seem to collect around one another.
Yeah.
They seem to have a similar ideology, very individualistic, and I think I'll leave it at that. It's just very individualistic when that's not human nature.
And I just want to say something as far as, because you said the initial red pill was about getting better. The question should be, what's your motivation for getting better? Because where I feel it gets a little bit crazy is their motivation is, oh, I want to get women. I want to get money so I can get women, or I want to get money so I can be in power dynamics, so I can be this guy, that guy. That motivation is going to be ill will to your health and your mental health. If your motivation of getting better is, I just want to be a better person for society, I want to take care of my family, I want to be a better leader in my community, these are the reasons why I want to be healthier, why
those are
I want to
altruistic
get more money.
motivations. To be fair, those are great motivations because that's not individualism. That's not.
Yeah.
You know
And that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Your
yeah.
motivation versus, oh, it's about the bitches, it's about the money. It's no. If when you're getting better and you're motivating yourself, please try a reason that will make people around you better. That's
Hey,
it.
man, I appreciate that. And on that, we're going to end. I'm going to tell you guys, fellas, I appreciate you guys going down this rabbit hole with me. There are more studies out there, but this was the one I felt that was the most interesting one.
I find it funny, man. That's so untherapeutic, untherapist of me, but I think it's hilarious, bro. Like to watch them talk, I'd be like, where is your mama?
I mean,
You cannot feel this way and have a mama in your life.
Crazy, bro. It's crazy, but it's real. It's true, and I just hope that because they always come out. Eventually, they have to. Is because life is about way more than what they've made it about.
Absolutely.
And at some point, they're gonna realize that, right? It doesn't matter when it happens, and so I just think that it's ultimately. I mean, even if it's on their deathbed, they're gonna realize it when nobody's there.
I'm about to say some people don't ever realize it, but yeah,
I'm just saying, bro. It's gonna be a time, and I believe even in the afterlife, you'll see.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying. And what I will say is, at the end of the day, is the day gonna end. I'm just like,
big hope.
What I want to say is, real deal.
I hate that every time I hear it.
Appreciate y'all for going down this rabbit hole with me, because this is one of the conversations that just need to be had. For more conversations like these, people, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe. This You Good Bro Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, You Good Bro Pod on Twitter. Please go ahead and like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube, so that we can have more and more people added on. It helps comment. It helps the page. I am Sam Duke, and I am good.
Hey, I'm Ted McHale. I am good.
I'm Warren P, and I'm good.
And just like that, we out.
I chill.
Oh.